Cricket is my passion and I cannot avoid it. Good afternoon and welcome to all the beautiful people of the world. The IPL is heating up, and this time we've had not 8 but 10 teams. And out of the 10 teams, one team which has not lost a single game, which is the Gujarat Titans. And its boss, I would say, the chief operating officer, is with us. Arvinder Singh, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here, Anis bhai. Always a pleasure interacting with you.
Same here. Tell us something about yourself, Arvinder Singh. I believe you are associated with cricket for a long time.
Yeah, the journey has been on with cricket for the last 15 years now. Started out with Kings 11 Punjab, then Kings 11 Punjab from 2008 onwards. Handled that franchise for more than 6 years, and then moved on to handling the Gujarat Lions, that franchise that had come into being for 2 years in 2016 and 17. And thereafter, I have been involved, continued with cricket, and I've been handling as you are aware, the Abu Dhabi T10 League from 2018 onwards. And now, of course, taken on this responsibility of running the Gujarat Titans, the latest entrance into the IPL. So yes, it's been a 15-year-long journey, only associated with cricket.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, being the CEO of a franchise, tell us more that what role does Arvinder Singh play as a CEO? Because we know a corporate की CEO होती है वो क्या करती है, but what does a CEO for a cricket franchise does?
Okay, yes, that's a very interesting question. A lot of people have asked me this question over the years, and I've been trying to explain to them. So this business is based around cricket. It's like any other business, so to say. So while the primary aspect that is visible to everybody is the team and the cricket aspect that takes place on the ground, behind is a full-fledged business like anything else. So my role is to handle from a commercial side, from a sales, marketing, PR, legal, finance. So you have all the usual suspects, all the departments that you have outside of what the face of the franchise is. That is cricket. Everything is handled there. From a cricketing perspective, we have the director of cricket who handles cricket itself. In our case, it's Vikram Solanki, who coordinates with the coaching staff. So we have Gary Kirsten there, and we have Ashish Nehra, who's the head coach. And then we have a team of support staff in terms of the assistant coaches. We have Mithun Manas, we have Ashish Kapoor. And then comes the management side of the team, where you have the team manager, the assistant team manager, the physios, the masseurs, the logistics people. So it is a full-fledged team, and that is what is visible. And behind the scenes is what I just explained to you in terms of handling the business side of the franchise. So that's what I handle.
Oh, that's interesting. I believe you're in the bubble. So how is life in the bubble? Staying for almost 2 months in a bubble.
It's actually more than 2 months. It'll be 2.5 months by the time everybody gets out of the bubble. Bubble life is difficult. It's certainly difficult. But as a franchise, what we have tried to do is firstly identify a hotel where we can give them some space, and also create a curriculum or an atmosphere where they can be as close to normal as possible. I know it is not 100% possible. So whether it is in be able to get out of their rooms into an eating area, recreational area, an area where they can run around, a little ground, access to the pool, to the spa, to their own private gym, and to their own private space where they interact a lot, and also to carry out activities which as close to normal in terms of getting the team together, team dinners, team interactions, team bonding sessions, etc. Idea being that, all right, somebody can still look to get out of their room and see what else is available to be done, especially through the days when there is no practice. Practice days are fine because you at least know that you're going to get out for 4 to 5 hours in a day, and they look forward to that. And the rest of the time is spent in training, etc., or strategizing or meetings, batters meetings, the bowlers meetings, etc., and all that happens. But on non-match, on non-such days where it's a free day, that is when it becomes difficult. And equally important is the fact that we have 23 players in the team, and not all 23 are going to play on any given day. So you have everybody knows that it is those 14 or 15, 16 players who are, depending upon the conditions, depending upon their form, etc., who are going to play. It is the others who need to be kept, totally involved in this whole process so they don't feel left out. Because at some stage, it's a long drawn tournament. It's going to last another almost 2 months. It is what their involvement with the team is in all their activities and how they take care of their mental well-being in terms of, because of the bubble, we don't want them to have what we proverbially call the bubble fatigue. So the whole idea is to keep them as, close to normalcy as possible, given the circumstances.
I totally understand how challenging it is. As you said, the bubble fatigue is one of the most important things that need to be taken care of players who are not in the playing of 11. Anyway, now coming to, everybody wants to know about Gujarat Titans. We were all looking forward to how they will cope up with this tight IPL scheme of things. And you guys have managed to spring 2 wins out of 2. How happy you are and how happy is the team?
Well, yes. The team, of course, is very, very happy. All of us are very happy with the team has performed. And the good part is it has not been left to 1 or 2 individuals to take the team across the line. A lot of talk about this team not having stars, etc., and all that. It's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm nobody to comment on that. But the fact is that nobody's even won matches on paper. They have to go and deliver on ground, and a lot of factors go into that. Especially for a new franchise to be able to get together. I mean, these players started getting together only on the 13th of March. That's the first time as a group they started getting together. By the time the last player arrived, it was 29th of March. Alzari, who was the last one to come in. And then to see them perform in the manner that they've been performing. And I must bring on record here the fact that apart from the coaching staff, but somebody on the field who has exhibited the kind of leadership skills that nobody has ever seen before in terms of him never having got this chance to depict that part, that is Hardik Pandya. And I can tell you both on the field and especially off the field, the way he's getting his whole lot together, getting the team to gel together, the kind of interactions that he does with each one of the players and the support staff and the others who are there behind the scenes. I think so. Everybody's pulling weight as far as in this franchise is concerned, both who are in front and those who are not visible. But this one gelling factor called Hardik Pandya is certainly making a huge difference. And then, of course, we have Vikram, who's an experienced hand at handling cricket. And we have Ashish, who is so full of life, the way he conducts himself. And then we have the calming influence of Gary, to keep things calm, quiet, and keep everybody on board as to what is going on. It's touch wood, so far so good, and we expect that. In my experience, I can tell you the teams who are able to create this kind of an atmosphere generally do well more often than not. So that is exactly what the whole aim has been, to how to get this team together, how to make them feel part of the franchise, set a culture, and how everybody is going to conduct, and to ensure that they are kept comfortable, to ensure that whatever is required by the team to be able to go ahead and perform and not having to look over their shoulder. So that is the kind of culture that we are trying to create in Gujarat Titans, and so far it has borne fruit, and I am very, very hopeful that going forward the team will do even better.
You rightly mentioned, building a new franchise is never easy, and you have to start it from scratch. And I know a lot of big franchises, whether it is Mumbai or CSK, they have taken time to build the franchise, and it doesn't happen overnight. And you require the whole team, whether it is the CEO, whether it is the coach, whether it is the captain or the masseur, or a lot of people go into it. So being the CEO, your role also comes in to look after, like you mentioned about the well-being and the fatigue, but also identifying that everybody's playing its role.
So from a cricketing perspective, like I was saying, Anish bhai, is primarily Vikram, Ashish, Gary, and their team who decide what is to be done on the cricketing side. We do not interfere on that side at all. But for them to be to enable them to do so, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and that is for us and my team to ensure that everything is in place from every perspective. Every small aspect is taken care of. Uh, I mean, there are a whole lot of instances that we can talk about as to what goes on behind the scenes. Maybe at some stage we will do so. But yes, it is a fully coordinated and a collective effort that needs to be put in, and that's exactly what is happening in Gujarat Titans. I can assure you.
Fair point. You're absolutely right. You know, that I remember one of the big coaches who I had worked with had told me that, you know, the backhand team plays a very important role for making sure that the players give their 100% on the field. And that's what we can see about. And you mentioned about Hardik Pandya. You know, we all know he's been with Mumbai for so many years. And now coming out of it and captaining a side for the first time and how well he's done it. I'm not only talking on the basis of results, but the way he seems to be very focused and active and has taken all the shots. I remember in the second game, especially against Delhi Capital, where the chips were down, the opposition needed 36 of 4 overs with their skipper Pant on the batting. How what role, like you mentioned that the captain is so focused, but you know, how does the graph go of a captain or a team, like sitting from outside? You can see that emotions running high. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's why talking of the same match, everybody kind of said that, it's gone. I mean, Gujarat Titans cannot save this match. Look at what he did. He brought on Lockie for an extra over, brought back Shami. He knew that the game is not going to go beyond 18 overs. He knew that. And that is where his aggressive nature came into play. And understanding of the game came into play, that if this game goes into the 20th over and we do not get these wickets, it's gone. So he did absolutely the right thing by being aggressive about it and bringing on his best on, rather than, you see, it was that, if you remember, Varun had got, injured slightly, and then he was not available to bowl 3 of his 4 overs. It was all about who's going to bowl that one extra over that they had to. Hardik, Shami, and Lockie had their overs. Who was going to be that fourth one? He could have, brought that person on first and then hope like hell that, let's get this over out of the way. He did not do that. He was aggressive. He understood that, that over could have changed the whole scenario. He needed wickets, and that's what he went out for. And that's exactly what happened. Now that sends out a very clear message. If you remember the first game, let me take you back to the first game, where Shami performed very well and we still allowed them to get to a score of around 160. Who did it? It was 2 batters who were. David Miller came out of quarantine that morning of the game. He had not even touched the bat till that day since arriving in India from South Africa. He had not attended a single practice, right? But the conditions that were created for him to be able to go out there and the kind of responsibility that he took, that is what I'm talking of. That everybody understands their roles and they just go out there and execute it. And all that is being brought together by Hardik on the field, obviously off the field as well, like I mentioned. And the whole entire coaching staff getting together and then coming up, dealing how to deal with particular situations. Everybody felt we were 15 runs short. So did I. We felt that we could have scored a little better. We also ended up scoring only 35 of the last 4 overs, if you remember. But to be able to keep the chasing team at that when they had 7 wickets in hand, I think that showed the character of the team. I must say that.
We are all probably agreeing to what you said, that it showed the character of the team and the captain, how you have bounced back. In fact, the first game, you guys were chasing and then Miller and Tevetia finished. And in the second game, like you mentioned, Hardik made sure that he did not wait for Christmas, went for the kill, got on Ferguson and finished the game. And how well to win against a team which is one of the top contenders. Now your next game against Punjab, they also have been playing decent number of good cricket. They won 2 out of the 3 games. You guys have won 2 out of 2. And to be on top, probably you need to win this game with a tight competition like 10 teams. So if I have to ask you, out of the 10 teams, there's any particular team you feel that this is the team you want to beat, or this is the team which is a competition to us?
You know, Anish bhai, we are not carrying any baggage into this season. You know, we started with a fresh, clean slate and have tried to put together a team which can perform for us. They have done so thus far. And I can tell you, there is no one particular team that you're looking at, you know, we have to beat them or we must beat them or looking at that. The whole, if you remember, and I spoke about it at the launch that we did on 13th of March, our philosophy is twofold. All right. It is welcoming hearts and courageous minds. So while off the field, we want everybody to start getting associated with us. We want to be known as a people's team. We want Gujaratis and all Indians and all cricket fans to be proud of the fact that the way this team performs on the ground. Win or lose is not guaranteed. There is no way that anybody can guarantee that. What is the brand of cricket that you are playing? What is the kind of planning that you are going out there? How are you adapting to a particular situation? How do you react to situations? And what is the thought process that goes behind? So that planning is done for every team. Yes, of course, the cricketing side does analyze as to what the strategy could be for a particular team, whether it is Punjab, whether it is Chennai, whether it is Mumbai, anybody for that matter. So it is just part of a process. And like I said, since we don't carry any baggage, no old so-called rivalries, etc. For us, every team is equal. We are there to play our brand of cricket and try and get the results in our favor.
All right, well spoken, and I totally believe in what you have said. But when you are sitting in the stadium, like I saw the other day, you are pumped up when a boundary went or a wicket fell. So the nerves goes up and down when as the match flows. Are you as like emotional as some of the owners are or some of the CEOs are?
Yeah, absolutely. It just, it is, you always try and keep calm about things, but the nature of the beast is such that you can't help but be emotional, at the end of the day, because what is the kind of effort that people have put in there, and to see that, it is that effort. Like I said, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. At the end of the day, it's a sport. But the emotion behind, to see that, what is being discussed, what the aggressiveness that the bowler is showing, and understanding that he needs to go out there and get wickets for his team or get the required runs for his team. That is something I think, since you're part of that system, is very difficult to kind of control those emotions at that point of time.
I totally acknowledge what you say, and I know how the emotions run up and down being part of one of the teams which I was. Anyways, Arvinder Bhai, it was a pleasure talking to you, and as the Gujaratis say, the team is playing very well. That's why let me put it in Gujarati. Team bahut saru rame che, and we hope कि તમે આગળ જાઓ and make it to the knockouts and of course then to the finals. We wish you the very best for Gujarat Titans. Go well and all the best for the third game.
Thank you so much, Anish bhai. Thank you so much. Your wishes are always known to be genuine, and I expect them with all humility. And I can assure you that the team will continue to perform well and put in their best on the ground. And that's what matters. And thank you so much for your good wishes for Gujarat Titans.
Always. Take care. Take care and have a great day.